Anne Hathaway got visibly emotional in front of the entire Walt Disney Company on August 16th. They had just named her a Disney legend, and in her speech, she looked back 25 years to the Princess Diaries and called herself one of the luckiest people in the world. She has earned the credit. The Devil Wears Prada 2 alone carried more than $676 million worldwide this year, and her total 2026 box office crossed $2 billion. But underneath the honor sits a smaller, quieter story about the one co-star from that original movie who will not be walking the red carpet on Princess Diaries 3 with her. We'll get into exactly why, so like this video and subscribe before we start. Here's the part of the story that actually broke this week, and it's more specific than anyone expected. On August 19th, Hathaway told Entertainment Tonight at D23 that she personally pushed to bring Julie Andrews back as Queen Clarisse for Princess Diaries 3. Disney had just spent a week building nostalgia around her legend honor, and Andrews' absence from the sequel was the one thread nobody had tied off yet. Her team, Hathaway said, did push really hard to see if she would want to do it. It didn't work. Andrews, now 90, had already told The Hollywood Reporter she was passing. In her own words, "I think I'm retired, really," would be about the best description for that. She added that she'd had a wonderful ride the first 2 times and didn't think the new movie would need Granny going in there at her age. That answer landed just 3 days after Hathaway stood on the D23 stage and called Andrews an extraordinary influence on her career. So Hathaway isn't fighting her on it. "If she has a change of heart, we're down," she said, then went further than politeness required. "Andrews," she said, "brings magic with her wherever she goes, and is the kind of person people feel so safe loving." That's not spin. That's someone thanking the woman who taught her the job on her way out the door. None of that answers the actual question, though. What happens to the movie now? Princess Diaries 3 isn't stalling, and it isn't quietly stepping around the gap Andrews leaves. Hathaway is still attached as Mia, the production is moving forward, and back in June, the franchise's original author, Meg Cabot, read an early version of the script and put her name behind it in public. "I read a script and it was amazing," she said, adding it was her favorite draft yet. That's not a small endorsement. It came from someone who has spent 26 years protecting these characters, during a summer when Hathaway's own name was suddenly worth more than $2 billion at the box office. Andrews stepping back doesn't cancel the sentiment Hathaway spent D23 crying about, or erase 25 years of a franchise that made her a Disney legend in the first place. It just means the third movie inherits Andrews' blessing instead of her screen time. Whether that trade satisfies the fans who grew up on the first 2 is the actual open question here, and it's one only the finished film can answer. So, that's where Princess Diaries 3 actually stands. Anne Hathaway asked, Julie Andrews said no on her own terms, and the movie is moving on with the author's blessing instead. Does a Princess Diaries movie work for you without Queen Clarisse in it? Would you have wanted Andrews to come back even for one scene? And does Meg Cabot's stamp of approval change how you feel about all this? Tell us where you land in the comments, and subscribe for the next Princess Diaries 3 update the moment we get one.